Speaking of Antonio Brown, he is back, and he is not bashful. Antonio Brown and Mike Edwards, the safety who was embroiled in the fake vaccination card scandal, they called it, what was it, misrepresenting vaccination status, because the union is very concerned about not providing the Department of Justice with a gift-wrapped case of fraud, of a felony up to 5 years behind bars, in theory, for mislabeling a document with the logo of a federal agency. But they're back. They're back. And there's plenty to say about Antonio Brown. There are things happening as we speak regarding Antonio Brown that are going to be very fun to discuss. But remember, they were both suspended 3 games. The Buccaneers were creating this notion that they weren't sure what they were going to do. Even if they had any doubt, as of last night, Antonio Brown's coming back. As I pointed out last night on Twitter, he could show up with a whole deck of fake vaccination cards, and they're not cutting him because now they need him. They need him. And Bruce Arians, who before today had not yet been forced to address his claim from last year that if he screws up one time, he's gone, today, meeting with reporters, Arians finally trying to reconcile what he told Peter King last October, he screws up one time and he's gone, and the fact that Brown screwed up and he's not gone. Here's Arians.
Well, the history has changed since that statement. A lot of things went on last year that I was very proud of him, and I made a decision that this was best for our football team.
What was the decision-making process for you like, knowing that some people might go back to those comments you made publicly about Brown and say, wait a minute, hasn't this guy had enough chances?
I could give what they think. The only thing I care about is this football team and what's best for us.
Thank you, Coach Arians, for admitting what we all know. About every sport at every level, professional, amateur, it doesn't matter. Excuses are made for the stars. Examples are made of the scrubs. And that's just the way. There's no integrity in this. No. You stand on principle when it's a guy who's not any good, and you want to justify getting rid of him. Well, we can't tolerate that kind of behavior here, unless it's committed by somebody that we really need to win. Then we will put up with that behavior. That's just the way it is. Hey, I've made this observation about Urban Meyer. The Jaguars couldn't tolerate his behavior anymore, but I guarantee you, if he was 11-2 instead of 2-11, he'd still be the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's how it works, and it's good that Arians finally had to admit it and, drop an S-bomb and, act tough and whatever. I don't want to start down I've had enough of the Bruce Arians shtick avenue, so I won't, although I think I just kind of did. The bottom line is, this isn't surprising because they need Antonio Brown and they need Mike Edwards, so they're keeping him. If these were a couple of guys at the bottom of the roster, they'd have been cut weeks ago, Shireen.
Yeah, John Roper fell asleep in a Cowboys team meeting. Guess what? Jimmy Johnson cut him. And Jimmy Johnson's talked a lot about treating different players differently. You have to. And that's exactly what they've done with AB. When you look at his impact on this offense, 5-0 with him, 34.2 points per game, 26.6 points per game without him. He has made a difference to this offense. And with Chris Godwin now gone, they do need him, and they do need him very badly. They need him worse today than they did yesterday or the day before when he turned in the fake vaccine card. They need him more now with Chris Godwin gone. They have no chance, in my opinion, if they don't have AB and they don't have Chris Godwin. I don't think they have a chance to win the Super Bowl. They need one of those two guys. It's unfortunate they won't have both of them, but they need one of those two guys, and they now have AB coming back to replace Chris Godwin.
And Antonio Brown has tweeted, put some respect on my name, all of you. And I retweeted that with the somewhat sarcastic and snarky reply, is there room for it on the fake vaccination card? And that got his attention, and he said, I'm going to post my COVID-19 vaccination video just for you. Thank you, Antonio Brown. You know what?
Appreciate it.
I don't know how he was able to get access to my Christmas list, because that's at the top of it. I want to see the Antonio Brown vaccination video. Thank you, Santa. You came through. It's a Festivus miracle. It's a Christmas wonder. And here's the reality. It doesn't matter if he got vaccinated later, because what I think happened is once his former live-in chef, who Antonio Brown didn't pay $10,000 to, who then went and told his story, once Antonio Brown realized that it was hitting the fan, he went and got vaccinated. Because that's the way Antonio Brown would react to a situation like that. Oh, no, my story's about to blow up, I better go get vaccinated, then it'll be okay. It doesn't make it okay. You still submitted a fake vaccination card. It doesn't matter if you got vaccinated later. So, it's like robbing a bank and then trying to put back some of the money. It doesn't matter. You've already robbed the bank. So I don't care if he got vaccinated later. I mean, for him, good. I hope he did. But the fake vaccination card is the problem. And he needs to be careful. Antonio Brown's lawyer needs to tell him, just shut up. Just shut up about all of this, because anything you say can and will be used against you. He could still be prosecuted for this. And if I were advising him, look, I think it's great theater. I think it's very entertaining. But, Antonio, just focus on football. You're not going to get any sympathy from anyone, and you're only going to make things worse for yourself. Just play football, and don't worry about me. Don't worry about the people who are pointing out the fact that you submitted a fake vaccination card. Again, nothing good. And this is where I'm being serious. I've been having some fun. Nothing good comes from him talking about this, tweeting about this, saying anything about it. Just forget about it and move on. That's your best play.
Well, and when has he ever done that, Mike? He's never done that, which is part of his problem, and has been part of his problem because he can't get his mind completely on football. Whether it's worried about who gets the team MVP award, or getting his feet in a cryotherapy, going barefoot in a cryotherapy thing, worrying about his helmet, whatever it is, his mind never seems to be fully on football. It's on other things outside of football, which has been a problem. And frankly, if he had just paid the chef in the first place, we never would have heard about this, ever. It would not have gotten out.
Well, that's right, and that's what it all comes down to. If he just would pay his bills, and he doesn't even realize that the people who know stuff about you are the ones that you want to prioritize. If you are only going to pay some of your bills, start with the people who know things about you that could get you in trouble. So, look, I believe in redemption for everyone, and I believe there's an opportunity for the good in all of us to come out. And Antonio Brown did a great job all of last year staying out of trouble, and he played extremely well, and he won a Super Bowl ring for himself, and people are back to talking about him possibly making it to the Hall of Fame someday. That's great, but he committed a serious breach of the COVID protocols. He endangered people like Bruce Arians, a 3-time cancer survivor, and Tom Moore, who's 83 years old, and he just flat out lied. He wanted to be treated like he was vaccinated because there were great benefits to being vaccinated, so he lied. He lied and he submitted a fake vaccination card, and he still could be prosecuted for it. And it's okay for us to point that out. It's okay for us to say he did something wrong. And he has every right to try to redeem himself. But being belligerent about it, being hostile about it, that's not going to lead to the redemption that he needs. He should just be very thankful that the Buccaneers are welcoming him back. That should be his play right now. Be grateful and be silent. That's the best move. If he was my son, my brother, my cousin, my client, I would say, Antonio, just do what you did last year. Keep your head low, focus on football, and everything will work out.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.